day 8 of 30 Days of Pride Education. I'm AJ Whitney, a young adult author, high school counselor, and certified diversity, equity, and inclusion specialist. Remember how I keep telling you that even though I have some expertise in this subject area, I will make mistakes? Well, I made one yesterday, and so that's what we're going to talk about today. Thank you so much to the commenter who pointed out that my definition of intersex yesterday was way simplistic. I did it that way for the sake of time, but I do think it's important to revisit it today. And in doing so, we're also going to be refuting those commenters who tried to tell me that biological sex is not that complicated. If you've been watching this series from the beginning, you may recall that I talked about biological sex in an earlier video, and I mentioned that nature doesn't operate on a strict binary. Basically, everything in nature is a spectrum of varying degrees from one extreme to the other. Well, wouldn't you know it, but I found a really helpful article and infographic in Scientific American from way back in 2017. Folks, this is not new information. Why are we still struggling with this? I know this is tiny and it contains a lot of information. I'm going to put it in the comments for you to access later. What you're seeing here is biological sex on a spectrum from, on this end, typical biological female, all the way to this other end, typical biological male. And then in between, you'll notice how the color gradually changes from one end to the next. This contains all the different variations of biological sex between typical female and typical male. Everybody in the middle is intersex. And that intersex can be the result of different chromosomal combinations. It can be the result of the way the body produces or responds to sex hormones. It can be a difference in reproductive organs, both internal and external. And if you check out this infographic in the comments, you're going to be able to see all the details. It goes through all these various things and gives you a lot of specific details about the different variations and what they look like for other human beings. So the reality then is this: biological sex is not simple. It is not only male and female. And it is not as rare to be intersex as some of us seem to think. Also of extreme importance here is that intersex people are people. We are all human beings, and regardless of what your biology may look like or not look like, you are worthy of respect and love. So let's all try to remember that when we are talking to one another here in the comments and in real life, please. Come back tomorrow when we're going to talk about another one of yesterday's definitions in a little more detail. We're going to talk about what it means to be asexual. And if you haven't caught the rest of my series, feel free to hop back on my page and check out the earlier videos.